But like I said again, it's a matter of time. And it's the kind of propaganda that they want to launch towards the end, to give the impression that, they are still relevant. They are not relevant. They are dispersed, they are defeated, they are hungry, they are stealing. That's the honest truth.
Yeah, but Alaji, could you tell us then? I mean, because there's always this talk about them attacking soft targets, market, and the rest. What are we then doing to secure those soft targets?
Look, you see, soft targets are the most difficult to defend in the whole world. What happened in France? It was soft targets that they went to attack stadia, bars, restaurants. Even the most advanced technology cannot secure all soft targets. All you need to do is people must own the war. They must report suspicious movement. They must complement the effort of the military. How many bars in Lagos, for instance, can you secure? How many football viewing centers in Lagos can you secure? No. But if you have enough information to keep up the military and security, they will help.
Alhaji, do you think that the rhetoric on military winning the war could also be responsible for people, dropping their guard, perhaps?
I can't get you, please, Marco. What did you say?
Do you think that the rhetoric on winning the war by the military and even the government could be responsible for people dropping their guard and losing vigilance?
You see, there's no rhetoric. What we are doing is that we are giving out what the facts are, and by doing so, we are giving our army enough, confidence. We are giving them the due they deserve, and also giving confidence to the community that they are safe and the army is there to protect them. It's not about rhetorics.
Yeah, but we're asking, the facts as they are. Do you think that it could also be responsible? Because if we say we're winning the war...
The matter, many of the insurgents, especially those who have been innocently been, sucked in, have, surrendered voluntarily as a result of this advocacy. Many of them, as a result of the de-radicalization programs the government has been doing in those states, have also voluntarily, surrendered. When I was in Burma, we were told by the general that they even held many of these women hostages against their own will. So it is necessary to let them know there, especially using radio and whatever other, form of communication, that the Boko Haram people, they've lost the war. Sometimes they're going to help also many of them to come out.
What we're saying, I mean, because if we listen to one of the stories about the bomb that was found in a mosque and how people gathered around the bomb before it finally went off, do you think that perhaps people are not aware enough? Perhaps they think that could not be a bomb. Perhaps it didn't look like one. Perhaps they didn't even know what a bomb looked like. Do you think that is also helping people drop their guard? That's what we're asking.
I don't think the audio is very clear, but let me tell you that the IEDs come in many forms, and it is difficult to completely, patrol. For instance, the last one that was detected by the civilian task force was put in food flasks. At times they put them in cans. At times they put them in nylon bags. So it is difficult to say this is the only form IED thing. That is why we are running a public, awareness campaign on the various forms IEDs could take or where they could be put. I'm sorry, I don't think the audio is clear. I might not be answering your question.
No, we got you that. But very quickly, now we're talking about IEDs. Those areas that have been captured by our troops, who does the clearing? Because information getting to us is that some of those unexploded bombs are now being used by Boko Haram members to make suicide vests.
I'm afraid, Slyman, I can't hear you, but you see, what I know about the IEDs and bombs is that when I was in Burma, the generals explained to us that at times they also have to move with their bulldozers and the anti-bomb unit to clear the road. So it's true that there are a lot of bombs which have been hidden in many places. But right now, where we are...
Uh-oh. Looks like we lost the volume. Can you hear us, Elijah Lai Mohammed? What a shame. Whoa.
The areas of bombs and explosives before you can resettle them back to their villages, in addition to rebuilding the structures. You see, people who have not been to the war front don't know the extent of the damage that has been done. Like I explained, I was in Burma, and there are over 6,000 babies in Burma. Not one escaped destruction from the hands of the Boko Haram. So the process of resettlement and reconstruction is quite arduous. And this is why we also appeal to, good spread Nigerians to help and reach out to our people in the camps, and also help the various state governments to, to begin and carry on their reconstruction and settlement.
Already we have Mali, Algeria, Chad, Cameroon, and Niger areas from that Sambisa axis. A lot of questions here about the amount of gunboats we do have, and even helicopters, gunship to help monitor the areas around the Chad Basin. How much are we doing in that regard so that some of these fleeing Boko Haram members don't even come back?
Well, you see, we're a bit constrained because I know that some countries have started setting fire around the Sambisa forest in order to smoke out the Boko Haram insurgents. But I think we are being a bit, careful because we are still looking for Chibok girls, and we do not want, unnecessary, collateral casualties. So I know that many of our neighbors, like Mali and Niger, have already employed certain procedures which, because of the nature of our own objective, because we are still looking for the Chibok, and we still believe that there might be in some parts of the Sambisa forest, we cannot adopt such drastic approaches.
All right, Elijah, just before we go, one more thing, because we're out of time on this one. Some of those in the front lines tell us that their allowance, they don't seem to be happy with it. Actually, maybe I should even say and tell you so that perhaps if they haven't heard, they say that what they get monthly is 30,000 naira.
No. You see, what I can assure you is that the morale of the military has improved tremendously, in the last couple of months. I saw it physically. And again, you must understand the workings of the military. I think, if I remember very well, when you're entitled to a certain amount of money as allowance, it's not all paid to you in the war front. Otherwise, what you want to do with it there? You don't keep 100,000 naira in the war front. You have to family to take care of. I think the military has an extremely efficient method and way of taking care of the people in the military in the front, and also how money is given back to the family at home. What I can assure you that the era of impunity as regards the allowances of our military is over. Our military, they get what is due to them now in the war front.
Okay, we'll double check on that because they say that's what they get monthly, and it's been happening for a while. They get their alerts, and it's 30,000 naira monthly. But since you've spoken, we'll go back and
But I will also, of course, check from the authorities. But the last time I went to the front, I met the troops, and the kind of morale I met, I think belies this kind of story.
All right, thank you very much indeed for talking to us today.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Okay, we'll be back in a moment. We have one more matter to focus on before we wrap up, so don't go away yet.